Welcome back, everyone, to the Daily English Talk podcast. I'm Emma, your host, and today we have a really interesting topic lined up for you.
That's right. I'm John, and today we're looking into something that, well, it trips up so many English learners. Phrasal verbs?
Ah, yes, phrasal verbs.
Yeah, these combinations, a verb and a little extra word, a particle, they can really change the game when you're trying to understand and speak naturally.
Exactly. They're such a huge part of everyday English, but they can feel like a puzzle, can't they?
Totally.
It's amazing how just adding, a small preposition or an adverb can completely switch up the meaning of a basic verb.
Right, like take get.
Okay.
Simple enough word, but then you've got get up, get through, get along.
And they all mean totally different things. That original meaning just disappears sometimes.
Exactly. It's almost like a kind of secret code that native speakers use constantly.
You hear them everywhere at work, when you're traveling, just, chatting.
All the time.
And that's the big challenge, right? You often can't just translate them directly, word for word. It usually doesn't work.
Nope. And that can be so frustrating when you're trying to learn.
Oh, definitely.
So it's not really about memorizing a massive list. It's more about getting a feel for how they actually work in context.
Yeah, understanding the pattern.
Right. And we want to help you start spotting these patterns and, feel more confident using them.
So that's the plan for today. We're going to break down some of the most common phrasal verbs, look at their meanings, and give you lots of examples of how you'll actually hear them used.
Hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a much clearer picture of these powerful little phrases.
I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, so where should we start? Maybe with the ones you bump into every day.
Sounds like a good plan. Well, let's kick off with get up. Seems basic, but it's everywhere.
It really is. Get up usually means, getting out of bed, right? Or just standing up if you're sitting.
Yeah, I get up at 7 a.m. every morning. Or maybe someone had a late night, she got up late this morning.
Or you could just be telling someone he doesn't want to get up from the sofa, maybe.
I noticed that up often suggests moving higher, from lying down to standing.
That's a good point. And sticking with the morning routine, there's wake up.
Right, which is slightly different. It's about stopping sleeping, becoming conscious.
So, I woke up at 6 a.m. today, but I woke up before I got up.
Exactly. You wake up first, then you get up. But wake up can also be used figuratively, can it?
How do you mean?
The news about the economy really woke me up to the situation. It's not literal sleep, it's becoming aware.
Ah, okay. Like a realization. That's a key thing with phrasal verbs. They often have these literal and more abstract meanings.
Definitely. Let's look at turn on. Usually means starting something electrical.
Simple one. Can you turn on the TV? Or, I always turn on the lights when I get home.
And the opposite, naturally, is turn off. Stopping the electrical thing.
Turn off the oven. Don't forget to turn off the lights. Pretty straightforward.
But imagine trying to say that without the phrasal verb. It'd be clunky.
Good point. Okay, what about pick up? That one seems to have a few uses.
It does. It can mean just grabbing something, right? Hang on, I need to pick up my keys.
Or collecting something. I need to pick up the groceries.
Or even collecting a person. I'll pick you up at 7 p.m. Or can you pick up the phone if it's ringing?
So up here feels like acquiring or gathering.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It often carries that sense. Now, go on. That's a really versatile one.
Right. It can mean continue. Like, sorry I interrupted, please go on.
Or talking about duration. The meeting went on for 2 hours. Felt like longer.
Sometimes. And it can also mean happen, right? Like, what's going on here?
Exactly. What's happening? Context is everything with that one.
Definitely. Okay, moving to more relaxed stuff. Hang out.
Classic. Just spending time with someone casually.
Do you want to hang out later? Or we were just hanging out at the park. Very informal.
Super common. And related to that vibe is chill out.
It means relax or calm down.
Yeah, if someone's stressed, you might say, hey, chill out.
We're making plans. Let's just chill out and watch a movie tonight.
Nice. And one more for this everyday section. Check out.
Okay, this one can mean looking at something, right? Like, you should check out that new movie.
Yeah, or check out this cool website I found. It's like saying, look at this interesting thing.
But it also means leaving a hotel.
Exactly. We checked out at 11 a.m. Same words, totally different meaning depending on the situation.
It's wild how that works. So, okay, that's a good set of everyday ones.
Yeah, and I think the main thing here is just how much we rely on these, even for simple actions. They just make things flow more naturally.
Okay, great foundation. Now, let's shift contexts. How about the workplace? Business English is full of these too.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to sound comfortable in an office or a meeting, you really need to know these. Let's start with bring up.
Okay, bring up. That means introducing a topic, right?
Exactly. In the meeting, I want to bring up the budget issue. Or, she brought up the need for salary raises. You're adding it to the discussion.
Got it. And kind of the opposite, call off.
Yeah, call off means to cancel something planned.
Like they called off the meeting because the client was sick, or we might need to call off the presentation.
Happens all the time, unfortunately. Now, a really important one for keeping projects moving is follow-up.
Ah, yes, essential. It means checking on progress or taking the next step, yeah.
Precisely. I'll follow up with the client after this call. Or asking someone, did you follow up on that email I sent?
It's all about ensuring things don't get dropped. I need to follow up on that report.
Exactly. Then there's takeover.
Meaning like take control or responsibility for something?
You got it. She took over the project when Mark left. Or I'm going to take over the presentation for the second half. That over suggests a transfer.
Makes sense. And when something's finishing,
You wrap up. Means to finish or conclude.
we need to wrap up this meeting by 3 p.m. Or, okay, let's wrap up this discussion.
It signals the end is near. Now, what if you have to say no to something? An offer, maybe?
Ah, you turned down.
Right. I had to turn down the job offer because the salary wasn't right. Or she turned down their invitation to the conference.
It's a polite way to refuse. Okay, and organizing things, getting things ready.
You set up, arrange, or organize.
Can you set up the meeting room? Or I need to set up a new account. Foundational stuff.
Totally. And another key one for doing tasks is carry out.
To perform or complete a task?
Yeah. We need to carry out a full review of the process. Or he carried out all the instructions perfectly. It emphasizes the execution.
Got it. And one more for work. Step down.
Right. This usually means leaving a job or position, often a senior one, voluntarily.
Like, the CEO decided to step down after 10 years. Or someone might say, I think it's time for me to step down from this role. The down suggests leaving that higher position.
Exactly. So you can see how these phrasal verbs are just woven into the fabric of workplace communication.
They really are, and using them correctly just makes you sound more professional and fluent in that context.
Absolutely. It shows you understand the nuances.
Okay, brilliant. Let's switch gears again. How about travel? Always lots of phrasal verbs when you're on the move.
Definitely. From the moment you book to the moment you get back, they pop up everywhere. Let's start with the basics. Check in.
Right, when you arrive at the airport or hotel, conferring you're there.
I'll check in at the hotel around 3 p.m. Or, we need to check in at the airport 2 hours before the flight. Standard procedure.
And then when you leave the hotel.
You check out. Again, different meaning from looking at something interesting.
Right. We need to check out by 11 a.m. Or I'll check out after I have breakfast, purely about leaving the accommodation.
Then, starting the actual journey. You set off.
Means to begin a trip or journey.
We set off early this morning. Or asking, when do we set off for our hike tomorrow? It signals the start.
Okay. And we saw pickup earlier. It's useful for travel too, isn't it?
Very. Collecting someone. I'll pick you up from the airport. Or collecting things. Let's pick up some snacks for the train journey. Or I need to pick up some souvenirs.
Add up again. Gathering things or people. What about exploring?
You look around.
Just explore or observe your surroundings.
Yeah. We spend the afternoon just looking around the city. Or I'm going to look around the museum while you grab coffee.
Nice and simple. And leaving transport.
You get off.
We need to get off the bus at the next stop. Or I'll get off at the main terminal, leaving a vehicle.
Right. And we mentioned checkout for hotels. But there's the other checkout for travel, too.
Meaning to look at something interesting.
Exactly. You should check out that amazing restaurant we passed. Or let's check out the famous landmarks tomorrow, investigating something cool.
So you have to listen to the context for checkout.
Always. Then there's drop-off.
Leaving someone or something at a place.
I'll drop you off at the airport entrance. Or the taxi dropped us off near the market. The opposite of pickup, really.
Makes sense. What about unexpected meetings?
You might run into someone. Meet them by chance.
I ran into an old friend at the market in Marrakesh. Or, can you believe I ran into a fellow traveler from the hostel at that tiny cafe?
Happens more often than you'd think. And hopefully during your travels, you get along with people.
Have a good relationship.
I get along really well with my travel companions. Or we got along perfectly with the locals we met. Right. Makes the trip better.
Definitely. And finally, for air travel, take off.
When the plane leaves the ground.
Our flight will take off at 9:30 a.m. Or the plane took off right on time, thankfully. That off clearly means leaving the surface.
Precisely. So yeah, loads of useful ones for navigating travel situations.
Knowing these definitely makes traveling and talking about it feel smoother.
It really does.
Okay, one more category. Let's talk about emotions and social interactions. These verbs add so much nuance.
They really do. This is where language gets personal. Let's start with cheer up.
To become happier or help someone else feel better.
Right. Oh, cheer up. Things will get better. Or, he bought me flowers to cheer me up. It's about lifting spirits.
And related, but different. Cheer on.
Yeah, that's about encouragement during an activity. Supporting someone.
We all went to the race to cheer him on. Or, I'm really cheering you on for your presentation. Active support.
Exactly. Now, if things get tense, you might need to calm down.
Relax, stop being upset or angry.
Tell her to calm down and explain slowly. Or take a deep breath and calm down. De-escalation.
And we mentioned get along for travel. It's crucial socially, too.
Absolutely. Having a good relationship. I get along really well with my coworkers. Or asking, do you get along with your neighbors? Basic social harmony.
Right. What about sharing feelings?
You might open up, talk honestly about feelings or personal stuff.
He doesn't usually open up easily. Or, it took me a while to open up to my new friends. Implies trust.
It does. The opposite could be to hold in your feelings.
Keep them inside. Don't express them.
She's been holding in her anger for weeks. Or, I tried not to hold in my emotions, but it was hard. Suppression.
And sometimes that leads to blow up.
Yeah, suddenly getting very angry and outbursts.
He blew up when he found out they'd lied. Or she just blew up at the waiter for no reason. Sudden and intense.
And after someone blows up, they probably need to cool down.
Relax after being angry. Become calm again.
You need some space to cool down, or let's just cool down for a bit and then talk calmly, regaining composure.
Okay. And back to more positive social things. Hang out again.
Yep, just spending time casually with friends.
Do you want to hang out this weekend? Or we spent the whole afternoon just hanging out. Staple social verb.
Totally. And what about when you meet someone new and instantly connect?
You hit it off.
Exactly. Get along well right from the start. We met at the party and we really hit it off, or I have a feeling you and Mark will really hit it off. Instant chemistry.
Love that one. And just arriving at social events.
You got to show up. Means to arrive somewhere you're expected.
She showed up 2 hours late. Or we're going to show up around 7 p.m. Simple arrival.
Crucial for any gathering. And finally, bring up again, but in a social context.
Introducing a topic into the conversation, just like at work.
Pretty much. Please don't bring up politics at dinner. Or she brought up the idea of going on a group trip, starting a line of conversation.
Got it. So, wow, these phrasal verbs are just essential for talking about feelings and social stuff.
They really are. They add color and precision to how we describe our interactions.
Using them well definitely makes you sound more, well, socially aware and natural in English.
No doubt about it.
Okay, so just to quickly run through that again. We looked at everyday verbs, then work and business.
Travel and adventure, and just now, emotions and social interactions. We've covered quite a bit of ground.
We really have, and hopefully everyone listening is starting to see just how common these are and, you know, why getting comfortable with them is so useful for learning English.
Yeah, the big takeaway is probably just listen for them. You'll hear them constantly in conversations, movies, songs.
And try using them yourself. That's the key.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to experiment. Maybe pick one or two from today and try to slip them into a conversation. The more you use them, the more they'll stick.
It really helps them become second nature.
Well, we hope this closer look has been helpful and maybe made phrasal verbs seem a little less scary.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Keep practicing your English, keep listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care, everyone.
So that wraps things up for our discussion today. We really hope this look at phrasal verbs helps you understand how these little word pairs work in English.
Yeah, we've seen how just adding a particle like up, off, on, in, out can totally change what a basic verb means.
Yeah.
And how vital they are for sounding natural, whether you're, ordering coffee, talking business, or planning a trip.
It can feel like a lot at first, I know, the sheer number of them. But hopefully breaking them down into contexts like work or travel makes it feel more manageable.
And remember, context is your best friend here. It almost always gives you the clue you need to figure out the meaning.
That's so true. As you keep learning and listening, really pay attention to these verb plus particle combinations. You'll start noticing the patterns.
You will. You'll get a feel for what up tends to mean, or what off often signifies. It's actually a pretty cool part of the language once you start digging into it.
Before we sign off, maybe think about 1 or 2 phrasal verbs we talked about today. Could you use follow-up in an email this week? Or maybe hang out when making plans with a friend.
Just trying them out, even once, really helps cement them in your mind.
And hey, if you found this useful, maybe share it with someone else who's learning English. Exploring these things together can be really helpful.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. We really hope you feel a bit more confident tackling phrasal verbs now. Keep practicing.
And keep exploring the language. Until next time.
Goodbye for now.